Stand by for a special report from Linglestown Gazette. Just getting things set up here. Need a director. That's what I need. I need a director. Just want to make sure. Okay, it looks like we are live, so we'll go with it here. This is Bill Bostic with Linglestown Gazette here in the newsroom in Linglestown with a special report from last night's school board meeting. Before you race for the doors and start clicking away, my question to you is, do you care about your kids' education? And if you don't have kids, do you care about the kids in your community and the education they get? And on the other side of it is, do you care about the amount of property taxes that you're paying? If that's the case, we're in a season of time where I'm telling you, and I'm not lying to you, I can tell you directly, I can look you right in the eye and tell you that now is the time to pay attention. Now is the time to get involved. And I'm going to give you a quick update on what happened last night at the Central Dauphin School Board meeting held at Central Dauphin East High School, the lecture hall. A couple reminders, though, before we get into the details. Tonight, this is when you can plug in regarding your property taxes. I recently had a conversation with a sponsor who indicated to me that they were looking at a house in Forest Hills section of Lower Paxton Township. Thought that was a house for him until they found out there was a $12,000 tax load tied to it. Probably not all of it was school board or school district, but a good chunk of it probably was. So he moved into a different place in the township. And then we have senior citizens who many times will say, look, we don't have money for these property taxes. So here's your chance to plug in. Tonight at Central Dauphin High School is the first of 4 workshops, presentations, forums, whatever you want to call them, on the school district's budgetary situation. A district has to approve a budget by June 30th, so they're on the home stretch. And now they're reaching out to the public to inform you what's happening. Based on last night's meeting, the maximum they can raise taxes is 2.8% based on state law, the same as last year. There are ways they could increase it more than that, get exceptions, but there's no discussion on that I'm aware of. But the meeting is going to be at 7 o'clock, Central Dauphin High School, the auditorium. What you do is you park in the area of the tennis courts and walk in the main entrance right there. And off on your left is going to be the auditorium. You sit your butt down there at 7 o'clock. I've been told by school officials that it's going to be about a 45-minute presentation, followed by some amount, maybe a half an hour, something like that, of Q&A. Or you can make your statements, or you can put out whatever it is. So you're going to have to take in some information first, then you're going to have a chance to speak your piece at this meeting tonight. It's the first of 4. So that's how you can plug in. And I can tell you what, if the room is filled up with people who are upset about one thing or another, or who are consistently saying the same thing, the school officials will take note. There's no doubt. I mean, I've had situations where myself, I put stuff out on the internet and it's had an impact. What happens when you have 15, 20, 50, 75 people in a room? They're going to be listening because your presence will show that you care. The other place you can plug in on, it's coming up next week, Wednesday, April 17th. I believe it's, let me just make like, yeah, Wednesday, not next week. Yeah, next week, April 17th. That's a Wednesday. Linglestown Area Civic Association is having a candidates night. School board candidates, some of them will be there, I'm sure. We have competitive races in Region 1, which is like Lawton, Rutherford, Enhot, those kinds of areas. And then you have Region 2, there's competition. That's parts of Lower Paxton Township and north into the Dauphin area. So that's Wednesday, April 17th, 7 o'clock at Linglestown Fire Company, the Brick Fire Company, the firehouse. Now, here's what happened last night. Big news coming out of last night's meeting. I'm not going to get into details because it's online. I wrote a story about Superintendent Carol Johnson unexpectedly resigning, going to be leaving the post on June 30th, and I guess retiring based on what she said last night. So that story is online on Penn Live. The other news coming out of the meeting last night is at Landis Field, last fall was closed to public use. If you wanted to go in there and run or do whatever, walk on the track, it was closed down because of some problems and vandalism that was happening. That is supposed to be reopening for public use on April 15th as a pilot program on a limited basis. You'll only be able to enter in the turnstiles. The gate won't be open, just a turnstile that's there. And the only thing you'll be able to do is use the track. The artificial surface, the field, the football field and other fields there, not available. The bathrooms won't be open. It's just going to be the track. So more details to come on that, but that decision was approved last night. Other things that happened, there was a couple things I need to find some more information out, honestly. There was a settlement agreement approved between the school district and West Hanover Township. West Hanover Township is the site of a new school building being erected. A brand new West Hanover Elementary School is being erected beside the old one. And apparently there was exorbitant fees charged by the township for engineering reviews and other things that they're assessing the school district. They got into a negotiation and apparently came up with a number. Some school officials thought the number is still way too high and hope nothing like this happens again, something to that effect. And lastly, there was a request for a proposal for some sort of security issues. I still don't know what they're talking about. They don't talk openly during these meetings. They talk in veiled language, and no information was provided in terms of what they're doing there. It almost sounded like they were awarding a bid, but I just don't have enough information on that. So there was something done on security. So anyways, that's a quick update. That's my reporter's notebook. Again, if you care about your kids, you care about your community, you care about your pocketbook, consider going out to Central Dauphin High School tonight, 7 o'clock in the auditorium, and find out what's happening with the budget, and more importantly, speak your piece. So this is Bill Bostic reporting for Linglestown Gazette and this special report. We'll see you tomorrow. Crystal Bob and I should be at St. Thomas Roasters Coffee House doing the morning report. We'll see you then.